These days, the next hot thing is going to be bowling animations.
What if we could make our own animations? And heck, we might even be able to do it a little bit better.
But we need to make sure it has some edge so that the teens can watch it and like think bowling's cool again.
And then that got us to thinking, what if we also made them really offensive? 2 years ago, Nico, myself, and our friends David and Joe, we went out bowling to our local bowling alley in our hometown. It was a great time. Balls were thrown, they were rolled, pins were knocked down.
I love bowling. Jenna and I used to go like all the time, but then COVID hit and everything got shut down, and then I broke my shoulder and I haven't really been able to go since. But I can bowl now. See, look at this.
As we were bowling, we realized, we looked up at the monitor, they were playing animations that corresponded to the exact moves we were doing on the bowling alley, making these amazing little cartoons and scenes out of them to emphasize and hype up the excitement that we too were feeling.
The thing about those animations is that they're never really good, and I don't know if that's like the point. They look like they were made 30 years ago.
It's time for some intervention. It's time for a new voice on the bowling animation scene.
What if we could make our own animations? And heck, we might even be able to do it a little bit better. And then that got us to thinking, what if we also made them really offensive?
How dare you?
Mildly offensive. It would be cool to make a complete set of these renders and then go to a bowling alley and actually have them use them. Wouldn't that be great, Christian? You've been talking to some bowling alleys, I hear.
So there's no way we're getting these animations on the screen.
What?
Why not?
Like we can't just send them like an MP4 and...
It's literally just videos on a screen. Why can't we just like go to a bowling alley and be like, hey,
Big Bowling is literally only run by like 3 companies, and they all use the same software that's like proprietary, and they all use the same animations.
Okay, so you're saying there's like a cartel of big bowling ball?
if the bowling alley ends up refusing to use our animations, we're effects artists. We're gonna force it on them digitally.
There's only one way we're going to achieve this, and that's to be crazier and wackier than what's already the craziest and wackiest CG on the planet.
I will show you things that you never thought were possible from a set of pins and balls.
That's terrifying.
Let's create a list here and figure out what exactly we need to make a full set of animations.
We
got
have
strike,
strike,
spare.
strike and spare.
There's 2.
I feel like we're off to a good start.
Gutter ball.
Gutter ball.
A split is when there's 2 left on either side.
And then you have the European split when you have 2 on each side.
Oh, is that a thing? I'll believe you.
Sure.
I'll write
Believe
it.
me.
I'm going to give you the ultimate freedom. Do what inspires you. Do whatever you want. The only thing that matters is that at the end of the day when we watch it, we need to feel something in here. They do say constraints make for better creativity. I do have one constraint. I think it needs to look like it was rendered in the year 2001.
Look
No
good.
Octane render, no Redshift, no Arnold. I want you to use straight up old scanline renderings.
I'm gonna use a new render engine, but I'm gonna make it look archaic.
I dare you to just make it archaic from the get-go.
For the sake of this, let's keep these animations anonymous. That way, if one of us makes a oopsie and makes something that's too offensive, we all claim ignorance.
Look, Sam, don't gutterball the entire channel, okay?
I'm gonna do one good gutter ball.
And we can cut it. We can cut it.
We always can delete it later.
Yeah. So bowling animations always look like they were made in the 90s, and I want to capture that look. Now they say, rather than going out there and trying to mimic something, just shoot or do the thing that you want to do with the proper tool for the job. You want something to look like it was shot with a VHS camera? Don't shoot it with a red and then put it through a filter. Shoot it on a VHS camera. You want an animation to look like it was made in the 90s? Make it with software from the 90s. In this case, I didn't quite get all the way back to the 90s, but I did find the oldest version of 3ds Max that we had on the server still. 3ds Max has a renderer inside of it called the Scanline Renderer, and it is super basic. This is my first scene that I built. Like, look at those soft white shines on the bowling ball, and the glitchy edge of like the polygon right there. You can't make those glitches. They just have to happen naturally.
I love the old school render style, but I really want to focus on telling the bowling jokes over the actual visual style of it.
Here's the hard part. What do you do for a bowling animation that's kind of funny, haha, tasteless, but not too outright offensive?
What is the line between really offensive and slightly offensive?
I don't know how to ride that line. I don't try to offend anyone, so this is unusual for me.
I think humor at its core is all about coping with trauma.
Sometimes there's a question of like, how soon is too soon? How many years back do I gotta go before it's been long enough? Everyone can laugh about it. So I have an idea for how to make something slightly offensive with bowling and Jesus.
You might be asking yourself, what is this? Is the facade of a bank? Not just any bank, a bank in one of the most ancient lands. Yes, Tiananmen Square. So basically, it's got a very iconic image. 4 tanks, 1 man standing in its way. And just like bowling, sometimes there's that one pin that you just can't get. Just like the Chinese couldn't run that one guy over with their tank. I don't know what happened. They choked. So just like that, my bowling balls are gonna choke.
I don't have too much experience with 3D modeling, so of course I've got to go asset collecting. So I found this model of Jesus and I was like, I don't like the head. So I grabbed this other model of Jesus here, cut off Jesus's head, and then just surgically implanting this beautiful Jesus and putting it on the other one. But I have a major problem here, and that's the fact that there are no textures. So I had an idea. You know Procreate, the iPad drawing app I used for the Bob Ross challenge? Well, they just released a new update for the app that allows you to actually import 3D models and paint directly on them. This is the first time I've ever actually painted a 3D model from scratch, and it's really cool that it got to be Jesus. Thanks, Jesus. I'm glad I was able to paint you like Leonardo DiCaprio. Vinci. Dang it.
I came up with the idea of an airline accident. You have an airliner that's full of bowling pins, and then you have bowling balls that are basically birds. They're flying along. One goes into the jet engine, the plane crashes. It's a strike. Congratulations, you got 10 points. So I went on Turbo Squid and just grabbed the freest of the free airline models that I could find, and I made the jankiest clouds in the background. Purposely took a low resolution environment map, and it's so satisfying. It's so retro. It's authentically bad. But you know what? If the bowling masters embrace the jank, so can I.
The problem is that this looks too modern. And you know what? Nico issued a challenge, and I'm not one to step down from challenges. He said to make it visually look like it was released back in the early 2000s or 90s, and that means using an old school rendering engine called the Standard Renderer in Cinema 4D, I guess. Now it just looks like how I painted it, which was the idea to not have. But you know what? There's something very freeing about doing it this way because it looks janky, and that's okay. So I actually found this bowling pin off of this website called Sketchfab. If you use this model, you have to credit this YouTube channel. All right. What's your YouTube channel, dude? Eonic Animation. Dude, he has 4 subscribers. You know what? Eonic Animation, I'm gonna take your 4 subscribers to 5. So I hope this counts as credit for you, Eonic. I don't want to reveal too much just yet, but Jesus and these pins are going to interact. If you want to see what this looks like, I guess we'll just have to wait till everyone else sees it. The only thing I'm going to hint is that just remember that, Jesus died for our pins.
I really decided that with Gutterball, it was all about telling a story. What do we got? We got booze and needles. You don't plan on ending up in the gutter. You know what I'm saying? It's always through some other mistakes in life that get you there. It happens to be heavy use of heroin for this bowling ball. Look at this. He is so jacked up. It's kind of tragic, to be honest. Look at this guy. All alone in the gutter. He's literally in the gutter. There's a little kind of an Easter egg here. When he trips over the wine bottles, they're in a pin configuration. It's metaphorical, he could have been getting a strike, but here he is in the gutter. Is this one offensive? I think it's more poor taste. I prefer not to think too deeply about this one, or else I'm starting to go, oh, there's something wrong with me.
Corridor, we are on a tight ship. It is a thriving business, and these days, the next hot thing is going to be bowling animations, but we need to make sure it has some edge so that the teens can watch it and think bowling's cool again.
I would love to be able to see these animations on an actual bowling alley TV.
Yeah.
So if we made them good enough, the bowling alleys might actually make an exception for us.
That, I don't know if we're gonna be too successful with that.
What?
Maybe your guys. Maybe your guys.
I'm sorry if these are offensive. I'm apologizing now.
The point was to make them slightly offensive where you didn't have to feel like you had to apologize.
Are you afraid?
I'm a little bit afraid. All
right. Let's watch some of these.
This is frame 1, all right? So you take your ball and you go, uh-oh.
Oh, gutter ball.
Gutter ball.
Gutter ball.
Gutter ball.
Wait, what?
No,
you don't finish
Oh my
There
gosh.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
The fidelity, it's so good looking.
I thought we were supposed to try to make it look like it was from the 90s.
Yeah.
I will say it still has the air of a bowling ball animation, but I do feel like it captures the essence of the feeling of a gutter ball.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It's amazing. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
Nico, it's your turn.
All right, you got this, man.
Oh, right down the middle is a perfect strike.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We know where this is going. With the wings,
I love how crappy this looks.
I've purposely left in glitches.
It's like a random thing zooming past.
The flames look so bad. I love it.
Yeah.
You nailed the look. This feels like it's straight out of the 90s.
Thank you. I got 10 points. We'll see what happens in the next frame.
I'm hoping to get a strike. I'm just gonna trust in Jesus. I didn't get a strike. I got a split.
You got a split?
7-10 split.
Oh my god! Why is he split now? Like it doesn't make sense.
I'm a little concerned because my wife's mom is a pastor, so I hope she's not offended.
I think she'll appreciate it.
Oh, Jordan, yeah, you're up next.
Freaking strike, baby.
How's the lane roller? There's too many of them. What are we gonna do?
Strike.
Wow.
This is a high effort animation right here.
The eyeball.
Eyeballs going down.
Got lips, you got slurpy eyes.
You're making me jealous with that animation. Wow, I should have rendered mine out at worse quality.
Nat, you're up.
Oh dang, I got the legendary 7-10 split, the hardest one to do. I have to choose one pin. What's gonna happen?
このように終わらせることは想定されていませんでした。しかし、それは避けられませんでした。今日、7と10は終わります。
Wow.
だから、あなたが知っているように、あなたの父と私は、大まかなパッチを経験しています。
私たちはあなたに、私たち二人があなたをとても愛していることを知ってほしい。
そして最も重要なことは、これがあなたのせいではないということです。
ボーリング Q 君は、母親が嘘をついているとき、よく知っていました。彼は、自分のニーズが彼らのニーズの前に来るすべての時間を考えました。
あなたのお母さんと私はしばらく離れるつもりです。
今は大きな決断をする必要はありませんが、最終的には一緒にいたい人を選ぶ必要があります。
もちろん、子供は彼女を選びました。初日から彼女は子供のためのボーリング球を持っていることに大喜びしました。私はただそこにいただけです。最近、人生は溝の中にあります。それは私にとって道の終わりです。暇はありません。申し訳ありませんが、私はあなたが私になりたいと思っていたピンになることができませんでした。ここから遠く離れています。
You made like an art film out of that.
Man, your brain would be so messed up after going bowling at this Japanese bowling alley. I love that you went like the high-fidelity rendering route. It looks really nice.
And of course, if this gets accepted at a bowling alley, we'll have 2 animations, right?
I'm a bit apprehensive to submit it to a bowling alley because we're kind of in the finals for Sundance, and so...
All right, frame 2. I throw the ball. Woo! It's got all of the pins.
You got a strike?
Except one.
Oh, The aesthetic aesthetic is so good. It's so good.
What does that say? It says 9.
Alright, because Sam left that one pin, well, I'm gonna have to knock it down. Let's see if I can nail the spare.
Look out.
Oh, it's perfect. I just nailed it.
Oh my god, this style of rendering is so good. Wow.
Oh man.
Just stares directly at camera.
Dude, that's straight out of House of Cards.
Yep.
Classic.
That's incredible. Like genuinely feel like I would see that bowling alley.
Honestly, there's definitely something to doing this in 3ds Max.
Oh, yeah.
It has that certain quality.
I think I've had a few too many pictures at this point, so I'm gonna just do my best not to get a gutter ball. Oh, I almost got a gutter ball, but I got one.
You got one?
I got one.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No metaphors at all. Oh no. Oh
Oh no!
Dude, why are the pins going like they're bumping? They're playing some music.
The body, except for the head, is just Mickey Mouse. I just ripped a Mickey Mouse model.
Oh, that's why they're gloves.
That mangled finger.
I know the
It looks big. This one is a strike.
That's a great reveal.
Wow.
So topical.
Simple and elegant.
For what it's worth, I agree with the political message of no more balls. So thank you for taking a stand.
There's only one turn left in this bowling game, and it's Jordan's turn.
Here we go. For all the marbles, I hit 1.
Oh, you only hit
Nice
one,
try.
too?
Oh my god.
Oh no!
You hit 1.
Oh my god.
Oh no, dude! Oh no! What? Oh my god!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Jordan, it was a pleasure working with you. It really was.
I was looking for the line, and I think I found it.
I found none of these animations offensive except for this one.
Can we show this on YouTube?
I don't know if we can put this one on YouTube.
This is offensive. It's insulting to watch because of how shitty it is in both literal and metaphorical ways.
I did really enjoy all of those. Those were hilarious. Natalie, oh my god, you made a full-on short film. That was
Incredible.
I hope you get to Sundance.
Yeah, the suicide divorce combo really makes it, you know?
So, you know, if you guys see any other areas that are really in need of some really tone-deaf animations, just leave a comment down below suggesting it to us.
Maybe like movie theaters. Movie theaters need like the cool, like swishy
popcorn?
theater popcorn intro, but slightly offensive.
There's just a movie theater intro that spoils every big, like, movie twist.
I don't know where I heard really offensive. I heard it though. Okay, check the tape.
And then that got us to thinking, what if we also made them really offensive? Okay.
We're
So sorry.
We're sorry.
I'm not sorry. What? Like that wasn't that bad, was it?
Look, if we can't cover these horrific topics in bowling animations, when you're out bowling with friends, if we can't have these conversations, then when can we have them, you know? Like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, that's so good.